Do you own a home or are you renting? Do you even have a property which you value and you do all you can just to protect it? Do you have an ongoing insurance policy over your property, but you find it difficult to understand because of the technicalities of the wordings? Or are you really interested in taking up an insurance policy, but then you really need someone to guide you through this? If that is the case, then I welcome you to my channel, The Art for Home. On this channel, I'll be delivering to you all you need to know about your home insurance, and I'll be doing this in simple and basic terms. In today's episode, I'll be talking about the basic meaning of home insurance and also the basic cover which you can take up if you own a home or you actually renting one. So why not come along with me on this journey as we learn together? So the question is, what is home insurance? Home insurance in basic terms is just that protection you take over your private place of dwelling and the things within it that belongs to yourself and the members of your family against any kind of events that could lead to a financial loss. Section of cover. For you to get a home insurance, it is worthy of note to consider your building section and your content section. If you own the home, that is, if the home belongs to you, you might as well consider building and contents. However, if you're renting or you're on a leasehold, you could actually look to cover just the contents as you do not have the legal rights over the building. So typically, there are two sections to an home insurance cover, and that is the building and contents. However, we could also extend this to cover your personal belongings as well as your bicycles. What do we mean by buildings? Building is the structure of your home which you are legally responsible for. It belongs to you and then you are legally responsible for it. As far as insurance is concerned, however, it goes beyond the structure of the home as it also includes some other things within the boundaries of your home. So one thing is the garages and the outbuildings that form part of your home. As we all know, especially if you're in the UK, aside from the main structure of the home, we've got some little sheds within the perimeters of our home, and then we've got garages as well. All of these are considered as parts of your building. The second item on the list are your drives, the footpaths, the patios. Third item is the walls, the fences, and gates. These are also considered to be parts of the buildings. The walls most times are often made of bricks, and they could be retaining walls or freestanding walls. And then the fences, on the other hand, are actually made of, most times, especially in the UK, they are often made of wood. And then we've also got gates, which based on the UK housing structures, they are usually small, unlike when you compare this to what we've got in maybe most African countries. When we also talking about buildings, we are talking about the swimming pools, the permanently fitted hot tubs, as well as tennis courts. That is for those with a large, vast land that could actually accommodate all of these things. All of these things are also considered as being part of your buildings. In a nutshell, really, I would like to make you understand that for you to know if a thing is classified as building or otherwise, you need to look at how it is being structured. Anything that is permanently fitted into the property is considered as building. Like the swimming pool, it is permanently. Another thing we classify as building under insurance are permanently fitted energy installations. This could include solar panels, which most of the time they are usually on the roof. EV chargers that are permanently fitted to the walls of your home. These items are also considered as part of the buildings. Anything that is permanently fitted to the property, that is, if you have to take them away, you cause damage to the building or its surroundings, we consider all of these things as part of the building. Having understood what we mean by buildings, what are the things that we could actually consider to be covered under buildings? The number one thing here is insured peril. So when I say insured peril, these are events that include storm, flood, fire, theft, impact, accidental damage, malicious damage, or vandalism, and every other perils as stated under an insurance policy. You've got cover for this under the building section. Another thing I would also like to make us understand that we've got cover for is accidental damage to underground pipes, and these could be water supply pipes from our local water distributor authority. And then when I talk about drains, these are pipes that take away waste products in terms of sewage away from our property. Another thing we could also consider is accidental damage to fixed glass and ceramic orb that is permanently fitted within the building. Another thing I would like us to consider is accidental damage to fixed glass, baths, and basins. For fixed glass, usually when you look around your bathroom area, you've got a lot of items that are actually made of fixed glass, and all of these items are actually fitted to the body of the walls within the bath. Another cover under the building section is alternative accommodation, and this is suitable for you each time your home have actually been left uninhabitable for yourself or your family member following an insured peril. Probably you've had a bad storm and then the roof has been lifted, water has actually gone into the property, affected the electrical fittings, the lightings, the flooring, the ceiling, and actually make the home unsuitable for you to dwell in. Alternative accommodation provides you with, as it says, alternative accommodation. It means when you lack facility, basically, maybe due to the insured peril, you've got no heating, you've got no hot water, you've got no kitchen, you've got no toilet or bathroom use. Alternative accommodation is a perfect and a suitable cover you could actually select under your building's cover for this kind of cover. You could select under the building section of your property is trace and access. What do I mean by trace and access? Trace and access is required anytime you've got a leak within your property, and usually it is suitable for water leak, as gas leak would not be covered under insurance. However, if you've got water leak within your property and then you could not establish where the leak is coming from, this is a kind of cover that saves you the stress and the cost of that additional cost of hiring a plumber to come around to help you get to the source of the leak. And oftentimes this kind of leak are usually between the walls or beneath the floorboard, whereby you need to remove some tiles or lift some parts of the floorboard before you could get an access to them. So trace and access really will help you do the work of investigation. It investigates where the leak is coming from, and then it takes up every kind of obstacle within the way to get to the leak, and then they help you stop it. So trace and access is a fantastic kind of cover you could consider for your building's insurance. As we all know, in our homes we make use of water almost every day. I think no home could actually survive without water, and then we've got pipes running from each and every angles of the home. So this is a very nice choice of cover to pick on anytime you're considering your buildings sections of home insurance. Finally, I would like to talk about loss. Anytime you're taking a building's cover, I would advise you to take the loss of keys, as it covers the reasonable cost of replacing keys and fitting the locks to your door. It provides you with a reasonable cost of replacing and fitting locks to the external doors of your home. That is where you gain access and entry to the main home. It does not look at internal doors, it only covers external door. It could be the front door or the back door. So loss of key is very important on your building sections, as it provides you with that reasonable cost of replacement. As you all know, keys are items that could, we could actually misplace, and they could also be stolen. So anytime you've just suffered that kind of incident, you could claim under your insurance for loss of keys. They'll reimburse you, or they will compensate you for the cost of replacing this lock. Replacing this also extended to your safes and your locks as well. And I think the final cover I'd like to talk about under the building section is the full accidental cover. In our forthcoming videos, we'll be going into details explaining these perils one after the other. But just a summary is full accident. For something to be considered as accidental damage, it must be sudden and not deliberate. So there are so many incidents within the home that accidents does happen. I think the other day I heard of an incident. The lady was actually walking into her home through the front door, and then she slipped. So while trying not to get herself injured, she just fell on the door, and then she broke the door. This kind of incident is an accidental one, and then you require a full accidental damage cover to be able to repair or replace the door. So this is also a vital kind of cover which I would advise you to take on the building section of your home. Now let's talk about contents. What do we mean by contents? Content basically are the things that belongs to yourself and the members of your family, or things that you or your family members are actually responsible for. They are not part of the building itself, but the things within the buildings. I think a simple analogy to actually explain what a content is content are those items within your home that when you flip your home over, there are things that falls and scatter around. I think that's a simple definition of content as a layman. Any of those items you've got within your property that anytime you flip your house around, they fall, they move, they trip, they are usually content. Another definition I would like to give you about content is content are those items that anytime you move home, you move with them to the new home. Take for example, you were in a rented apartment and then you'll be able to get your own mortgage. You move into your house. Content are those items you take from the initial house to the new house. Those items you move with you, things that are movable, they are basically considered as content. And content also falls into different categories, and I'll be taking them one after the other. The first category of content I'll be talking about is the household goods, and then they include your beds, your kitchen fittings, clothing, even some mini hand tools, equipment generally which you use within the house that provide service for you within the house, that helps you go about your day-to-day activities within the home, not on a commercial basis, but things that you just you make use of within your home. They are considered as household goods, and this is a perfect example of content. The second item on the list is valuables. What are valuables? Are items of jewelries, they are watches, they are items made out of gold, silver, and any other precious metals. They include collection of coins. They also includes collection of work of arts, paintings, pictures, and all of these we consider as being valuable. Another categorization for content could be home entertainment equipment. When I talk about home entertainment equipment, I mean equipment that we use to derive pleasure within our homes, and they include our television, our radios, DVDs, laptop, computers, iPads, tablets, just mentioning things within the home that, oftentimes they are usually electronic though, and they are things we use just to, derive pleasure within the home. So your computers, your televisions, your DVD, your CD players, and just mention it, all of these items falls within the category of home entertainment equipment. And I think an exception to this would be your mobile phone. Even though you could use your mobile phone as home entertainment equipment, usually it is being categorized as a personal. Another category of your content is the business equipment. Perhaps you've got a mini office within your home where you carry about your business. The computers you use, the furniture, the desk, the chair, the seats, the printers, the laminators, and all they are also considered as being content of your home. I think one major exception to this is stock. When I say stock, I mean raw materials. Raw materials are not considered as content. But if you've got your laptop, your table, your chair, your desk, and printers and all of this could also fit into be the content. Now, categorization here would be money and cards. So items of cash, money within the home. It could be cards. It could be banker's check, bank drafts, luncheons, gift card, any form of card, near money or actual money, anything convertible to cash within the home, all of these are also considered as content within your home. And then you could also consider your bicycle within the perimeter of your home as content. So what are the options of cover under the content section of your home insurance? I think the first would be the content itself against an insured peril. As I stated in the building section, your content is protected against any of these events that we call insured peril, which includes thefts, fire, earthquake, lightning, storm, flood, escape of water, impacts, or any other thing you could consider as an insured peril. You've got cover for them, and anytime you're taking up insurance cover for the content section, I think this should be a standard cover for you. Another one is also accidental damage to glass, mirror, ceramic tops, and all. If you've got freestanding mirrors, anything in form of glass mirrors and all that they are not fitted onto the wall, which implies they are freestanding within your homes, all of this also you've got cover for them in place under this the content section of your home insurance. So your standing mirror, your ceramic top, maybe in your kitchen, if it is not fitted, if it is not integrated into the parts of the kitchen permanently, if it's just freestanding, that you could easily lift it without impacting the corners or the perimeters of where it is staying, it is considered as content. And then you've got accidental damage to them covered under the content section of your insurance. You've also got accidental damage to home entertainment equipment. So this talks about any form of accident to your television, your DVD player, your iPad, your computer, your laptop, and all. And I think this section is really important, especially for those who've got kids within the house, because I think 5 out of 10 accidental damage claim is usually for home entertainment equipment. We hear stories, my kids were jumping and running around, and then they ran into the TV, or they knocked the TV down, or they pulled the TV down. We've got similar and regular incidents like that almost every time of the week. So I think this is an important cover for you if you've got kids within your home. Accidental damage to home entertainment equipment is something you should consider under the content section of your home. Another form of cover I'd like you to consider is full accidental damage cover. Fine, I've stated that you've got cover for accidental damage to your home entertainment equipment. However, what if you've got damage to, maybe your items of furniture, which is not categorized under the home entertainment equipment? Several times also we've heard stories, my daughter or my son was just jumping on the sofa, and then before you know it, she's got her leg gone through the sofa, pulled out the string, this and that, and the sofa is damaged. And can I cover? In this kind of incident, you require to have a full accidental damage cover in place before you could actually claim for this item, as it is not worthy to be classified under home entertainment equipment, and then it does not have anything to do with faced glass or ceramic tops and all. So I think basically, if you've got kids within your house, under the building section, under the content section, I'll advise you to have an accidental damage cover, a full accidental damage cover, because it saves you a lot of stress, really a lot of stress. It covers you for unforeseen circumstances, things that kids could just come up with randomly, unexpected things that you wouldn't believe, but then it does happen. A full accidental damage cover is something you should consider under your building section and under the content section of your home insurance. Another cover available under the content section is the alternative accommodation. As it applies to the building section, it also applies to the content section. Following the scenario I painted initially, where your house or your home has actually been left uninhabitable for you, there is instances whereby this damage will be so large and you need to salvage or evacuate some of your content items that have not been affected by the damage or by the insured peril. Take for example the incident of flood. Water has actually come from outside into your property, or incident of storm where water have come from the roof into your property and then damage some of your content items. There are instances you'll be able to salvage some of these items. Take for example, you've got maybe some cabinets that are freestanding, bookshelf, that are just freestanding, and you've been able to have them still intact and they are still in place. Some of these content items could actually require alternative accommodation while work needs to be done within your property. So you might need storage facilities to keep some of these things. You might need a mini warehouse just to keep some of these unaffected content items. So in this instance, you also need to consider alternative accommodation for your contents within your home. If the home is left uninhabitable for you, so also can it be for your items and your belongings within the home. Another provision of the content section of your home insurance is accidental loss of your frozen food. Usually this might look insignificant to you, but if you're a family that you buy your food items in bulk and you've got some freezers, maybe the freestanding one or the chest freezer, whereby on an average in a month you spend over £400 or even more stocking your lamb, your beef, your bacon, your pork, and even your dietary requirements and every other thing you need for the family within the freezer. If the freezer has actually broken down, maybe there's a power cut or a fuse has actually blown out, and items kept in the freezer require that degree of freshness to keep them fresh and keep them edible for consumption. So if you've suffered a broken freezer or a power cut or a blown out fuse from your freezer, you're likely to suffer a financial loss from the cost of all of these things. As there's actually no salvage. Once the food have gone bad and soggy, they are no longer advisable to be consumed. So there's a provision for you under the content section of your home insurance for your freezer food. You need to also take this into consideration anytime you're selecting sections. Just make sure you opt in for the freezer. Another option of cover under the content section is the loss of key. I did mention earlier that this could fit into the building section. It could also fit into the content section. If you are not the homeowner, probably you're renting the apartments and you're just you're paying rent to a landlord, you could actually take up a cover. Take this under the building section if you own the property, but if you're renting as well, you could add it to the content section of your home. Now let's talk about visitors' belongings. Visitors' belongings are classified as items belonging to people that are not members of your family, but they are there with you on a temporary basis. Perhaps you've got your nephews, your friends, aunties and uncles come around to visit you. Their belongings within the period of that time they are in your property is covered also under the content section of your home insurance. However, I think it's ideal to make you know that there's always a limit to all of these things, but then you've got cover in place for them. Another option of cover to consider under the content section is content at the college or university and content in the nursing home. So if you take up this option of cover, it covers the content of your home anytime they are within the university accommodation or anytime they are within the nursing home. As we all know, we've got kids that could actually be in school, so if any content of your home have actually been taken to a university accommodation by your kids, or we got our elderly ones, our parents that maybe they require special care, and then we're taking them to a nursing home. Any of our home content that goes with them is also covered under the content section of the home insurance. However, they are only covered for perils that we call insured perils, not for accidental damage, not for not for theft, except there is violence and forcible entry in place. Now let's talk about personal possessions. What is personal possessions? Personal possessions are also considered as personal belongings. They are items which you would normally wear or carry about with you, belonging to you or any member. So what are the examples of personal possessions? Personal possessions includes totally our mobile phones, iPads, laptops, tablets, and everything. Also includes musical instruments that are portable, and these contains of your guitars, your violins, your flutes, any portable musical instruments you've got can also be considered as personal possessions. Another thing we could also classify as being personal possession is our hearing aids or our denture. If you've got any of these two items, I would really advise you to take up the personal possession insurance, as they are really accidentally damage them, or you could accidentally lose them. Really, I think the importance of personal possession is to protect you against accidental loss of these. Some sporting equipment also are considered as being personal possessions, and they include a skating board, skiing equipment, fishing tackle, golf clubs. We could also consider money and credit cards as also being personal possession, even though they fall under the category of content, because most times we have them in the house, and other times when we are leaving the home, we go about our daily activities with these items. And then we've got other portable equipment that are suitable for travel purpose. They include a mini hand hair dryer or mini kettle, which we could think about anytime we have. Mobile phones and the accessories could also be considered as personal possessions. And when I'm talking about accessories, these are other items that you use alongside your mobile phones. It could include your AirPod, your headphones, just mention it. Anything you use together with your mobile phone could be considered as accessories, including the phone case or the phone pouch. They are considered as accessories. Finally, let's talk about bicycles. Bicycle is an optional cover. However, it is important for you to protect your bicycle and its accessories away from home anytime you are not within the confines of your home. As we know, as I've stated earlier, this is covered under the content section of our home insurance, but then it is just within the home, content in the home. But anytime we've had to take these bicycles outside of the home or away from home, then I think I'll recommend to you your bicycle cover, as it protects your bicycle away from home anywhere in the world. Bicycle cover provides cover for loss or damage to your bicycle and its accessories anywhere in the world. It also provides cover for theft, but for us to consider theft as being covered, the bicycle must be locked within a secured property or must be fitted to an immovable object. Accessories that we could have covered with our bicycles. Number one is the bell, the computer, the drink carrier, the helmet, the lights, the lock, the mud guards, pannier, the tire repair kits, the reflectors, the tool kits, and finally the tire pump. I haven't explained to us what home insurance means and the different kind of covers that is available. I'd also like to state here that there are limits that apply, there are exclusions, and there are general exceptions. In a forthcoming video, I'll be taking us through some basic limits as well as some exclusions that applies to the home insurance cover. Thank you.